Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we are finally done with the last international dead zone of 2024. And we are here to kick off what Brendan Rodgers is calling the ultra marathon of football as we get stuck in for another Sorare game week deadline show, which is about to tip us off into one of the most exciting vortexes of the football calendar when teams are everywhere, you know. And me and Harry were just talking, my co-pilot, before coming on about the lineup strengths everyone's got rocking into this game week. And look forward to getting into predicted lineups, strategy, special comps, all the stuff we normally get involved in. We do have some giveaways as well. We're doing double Bradleys today. So stay tuned for that as well in the live chat. I'm Quinny, of course, and I'm joined as ever by my co-pilot, Harry Trades. Harry, my man, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, mate. It feels like a little while since I've spoken to you properly anyway. So you've been busy. You know, I'm seeing you go, Twitter viral and Scottish viral and all this stuff on Twitter. So yeah, lush to actually speak with you, and yeah, hopefully we can have a fun show, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. We were just kind of chatting that before coming on, but New Rock Partners has been kind of the main thing that's kind of taken up a lot of my headspace this week. And thanks again to everyone that has been getting in touch, everyone that is interested. We're looking to formalise some stuff over the next couple of days. Still no further developments from the administrators and all that good stuff, but DMs are open. Anyone that's not interested, feel free to get in touch. 23,001 on all the social medias, even Blue Sky or anything else that people post stuff on, you'll find me there. And yeah, exciting times. But back to reality, back to the real world with some of this stuff. We were doing lineup building last night, me and you, Harry, separately, of course. And it's been a busy week, you know, getting out this international break with Road to Glory, Zero to Hero stuff. And a lot of people seen a great post from Laird yesterday on Twitter about evaluating his seasonal progress so far. I had a video on my channel doing something similar. But it feels like Sorare scouts and managers all over the world have been kind of doing that little bit of housekeeping themselves anyway. And the lineups coming into this week, Harry, are on fire from everyone, aren't they?
Yeah, I was just telling you one night before we got live, like Jesus, like the amount of 90 pluses, never mind 95 pluses. I saw in the lineup strength indicators on Sorare was like absurd, like actually crazy. So yeah, there's some really big matchups that I mean might get decimated. I mean, there's a couple of Friday nights, Quinny, which could stir up the pot a little bit in a not great way, but also could smash, and game weeks could be over by tonight. So we'll see. But I'm just buzzing to get out of an international break. I'm just really excited for it.
Yeah, me too. To get back on to put my head in the sky for a wee minute and dreaming that crazy possibilities can happen. Still no hard deadline is set. Some of you might have seen yesterday that there's been a fraud investigation opened up by Police Scotland into the land sale that's involved. So I don't think this is going to be something that we need to have a huge sense of urgency around, although I am pressing forwards to put things in place so that as soon as we can get ourselves in the mix, we're ready to go. We're not behind the eight ball, as it were. So time is maybe on our side, although it's maybe not, sadly, strictly speaking, on the club's side at the moment. They're doing an SOS fund, Save Our Sons, so they need 50k. I don't know if it's a month for just the now or whatever, but to keep running costs going, to keep the players paid, to keep the expenses covered for police and matches and all that other stuff. So if you just genuinely want to support the cause of the club or whatever, maybe check that out. But all consortium-based stuff, yeah, is kind of based on what I said a second ago. But yeah, this was some breaking news I seen coming into this was Boniface is out.
Ooh.
So that's a big kind of curveball before the deadline.
Did you see him? Did you see the video of him sending money to the Nigerians on the coach? Like they were showing him their phone, their bank details, and he was on his phone, like on the bus, going, and then typing in the bank details and literally like sending them money and stuff.
Wow, no, I didn't see that. I thought I was going to be tied into, like, remember in the last international break, like the Nigeria team lost?
Yeah, there's always something, isn't there?
And they just stranded a team in the airport for like 12 hours. I thought it was going to be a follow-on from that, but no, I didn't see that. That sounds fantastic. Giving back to the people and all that. Yeah, proactive, not reactive. That's definitely the way to put it. We want to be ahead of the eight ball. We want to be ready to cook and get ready to go. Fist bumps to everyone on arrival. There's going to be a slight change to the schedule of the show today. One of my mini Quinnies has not been having a great time at school. He wants to come home for a lunch to kind of get out the firing line, as it were. So I need to go back to the school in like 10 minutes with the wee man. So Harry will be in full co-pilot position. It'll be Mayday, Mayday. The pilot's in the back of the cabin. Dealing with the kids are crying all the rest of it. But as always, we do start off with the matchups tab. We want to see the big movers and shakers. Who are the teams that have the fixtures we want to lean into, and who could be the ones that break our hearts if they do absolutely rip one off? Bayern Munich back with PSV and Ajax into a top three, maybe even stretch it into a top 5 or 10 or whatever with the likes of Feyenoord and Liverpool as well, where there's some stacks here again at the top of the list.
Big time, mate. I think the first thing that stands out to me is obviously Bayern at the top, but just beyond, just down from that, you've got Leverkusen and Stuttgart not too far away. So my guess would be Bundesliga comp could be quite fierce this game week. I think Dortmund play at home as well. It's not an easy game. I think it's Freiburg at home.
Freiburg.
So yeah, lots of home fixtures, for the bigger clubs in Germany. And then you've got three of the Dutch lads in there, Feyenoord, Ajax, and PSV, all with really good home fixtures on paper. A couple of niggles, a couple of knocks. I think Luke de Jong's out, so there's a bit of a shake-up there for PSV. There's always something with them. Don't think Veerman's back yet, so yeah, probably similar side to we've seen the last couple of weeks, previous to the international break. But yeah, no Liga NOS, no Portuguese league this game week. I think they're on cup duties, maybe. So yeah, Challenger looks a little bit different. We've got MLS playoffs back, full slate of those, for the teams that are back. And yeah, Contender has a couple of teams in there. Unfortunately, your boys aren't showing yet. I'm sure they'll pop up there they are. So they're not too far below away fixture to Heart. So yeah, I think it's going to be a stupidly high scoring game week. But the counter to that would be a lot of these teams do have midweeks, so don't be surprised if there's going to be a few curveballs in there as far as rotations and stuff go. Like, we've seen it with Yamal. It's come out that, Yamal's probably not going to play this weekend. Could be okay for the Champions League. Like, there's a lot of those scenarios, I think, for some of the bigger teams in Europe. So is the play, find the teams that don't play in Europe. So you don't really have to worry about that, right? That's kind of sometimes the better play, as long as they still have, a half-decent matchup. So yeah, I think it's going to be very high scoring, mate, with 380 pluses on the win percentages there on the matchups tab.
Yeah, and I was just noticing there, I've seen Independiente de Valle up there. They've been up there a fair bit in recent game weeks, Harry. So I went to have a wee look to see if there's anyone in their squad that's worth a peek. And the only guy I could find, I see you've got them on screen there as well, was this Julio Ortiz guy who's got a card and he scores okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's fine, but yeah, it's crazy high win percentage that is, isn't it, for them? But don't know too much about them. But yeah, XLDU player can't be terrible.
Yeah,
but yeah, Budo in there, a couple of in-season boys. You've got Jean, what's his name, Haag, and the centre mid, what's his name? I can't think of his name. I'll have to look.
I don't know. Zinkernackle does it look?
Evian.
Yeah, Hakon, of course. No Zinkernackle.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, he might be. He's a dodgy one this weekend, apparently. So yeah, keep an eye on him. And then Copenhagen at home. Arsenal, Forest. What do you think of the Prem this week? I mean, no showings apart from Liverpool away to Southampton there, and then obviously Arsenal, like we mentioned. I initially thought the Prem might be quite low scoring, mate, to be honest. Overall, I know we haven't looked at it all yet, but City at home to Spurs, whatever. But like, I've got a funny feeling that might be a relatively low one. Not like the lowest of the low, but there's no like unbelievable games there, is there really?
I think with the Prem, we quite often find that a lot of the fixtures are really tight. I think one thing that hasn't shown up there, but is Man United away to Ipswich. And
good point.
And I think with Amorim in town, and I know there's been a lot made about Rashford and Casemiro going to watch basketball and whatever, but like if there's a team that's going to maybe have an unheralded big result, it could be Man United with the new manager bounce. Bruno Fernandes, it's a 100 game for him, you think, away to Ipswich, set piece master, decisives on the cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, it's like Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea are playing somebody not too bad either. Newcastle at home,
Leicester away.
Oh no, actually that's not too bad. Chelsea
I know there's quite a few good home away fixtures, isn't there? Like for some of the Prem lineups, like you said, United, Newcastle at home to West Ham might look okay actually in the end. If he sacks firing and Gordon, Villa at home, like. Yeah, there is actually quite a few decent fixtures, but I just don't know if I see like crazy scores being extracted out of them. Outside of maybe your Brunos, and if KDB's on it against Spurs, like Fulham at home to Wolves. Is it Emile Smith-Rowe season? Is it Harry Wilson season? Who knows?
Cunha.
Or is it Cunha season? I think Brighton played Bournemouth. That's a tricky one actually.
Yeah, bit of a South Coast derby there as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. There's lots of stuff to get into. Where do you want to start, mate? Or do you need to move?
I need to run to the school right now. So I don't know. Maybe we might go through Challenger, perhaps.
Yeah. Do you want to save champ until you're back, or?
Ideally, if that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
100%.
So just hopefully I'll be back by the time we're getting into. If we do challenge or contender champ, maybe run that way this time. You're quite quick
Mhm.
getting through them anyway. Then we can lean into the champ stuff
Let's
appropriately.
do it.
Right, awesome.
100%, man.
Thanks for your patience, understanding, everyone. I'll be back as quickly as humanly possible.
Right, full on co-pilot mode now. Rico Man says, yeah, no Portugal this weekend for challengers. So yeah, I might go a little bit slower than usual because normally I blast through challengers, but we'll go ahead. Almere City, Big Tom Hay looks to be fit. Andrew Laird, that might be one for you if you're watching. Looked like he went off injured for Indonesia, but seems like he's fine. We've got Feyenoord, Herenveen, a couple of 50-50s here. Timbers apparently carrying something according to the notes. Big Justin Bylo's back in, is he? Wow. I thought he made a bit of a... Did he? I can't remember if he got injured on... Something happened with him. Something always happens with him, doesn't it? We've got Walwick away to Heracles. Big De Kaiser in goal. Decent matchup on paper for them. We've got Fortuna versus FC Twente. Samuel Basta. I did not realize he was at Fortuna. Yeah, 20 away, some decent scorers potentially there. PSV was updated 18 minutes ago. They play at home to Groningen. Some of these predictions have changed slightly. I think Gus Till was at like maybe 70. Now he's at 80, it seems. Obviously, we mentioned Luke de Jong's out. Saibari's at 70% now, which is a little bit more encouraging. Yeah, so a couple of the contemplations down here have kind of disappeared. Like Maro Jr. might have played in certain positions, but it looks like that won't be the case. He could just play, instead of Tillman, but I can't imagine Tillman drops out there really. And then we've got NEC versus Utrecht, who are playing really well, to be fair. Big Paxton Aronson on fire. Sparta Rotterdam. I always get that wrong. I always rush it. But it does look like Big Oduro's out for AZ. So that is a bit of a kick in the balls to myself because I own his card. But yeah, whatever. And Sparta need to turn things around quickly because they have been woeful recently. Willem 2, my boys, the surprise package in the Dutch league this season, I would say. Played relatively well, and they play newly promoted NAC Breda, who, this guy's on loan from Feyenoord. He's a good little player, isn't he? I think he's Slovakian or Slovenian. Big boy Kemper. He was like one of my first ever cards on this game when he was playing for who is that? Whose team is that one there, lads? The green and yellow. I can't remember. It sounds like Ten Hag, but it's not, is it? It's like Den. It's not Den Bosch. My friend used to play for Den Bosch. Not Den Bosch. It's like Den something. Someone will have to tell me in the chat. That is a derby. Oh, is it really? Sorry, Holland. Den Haag. I knew it was close to Den Haag. Thank you, mate, in the chat. And then Ajax Pek Zwolle. Lots of 90% here, apart from maybe Weghorst and Bernard Torre. Bertrand Torre, Bernard. Chuba Akpom's at 60 as well. Defense looks relatively settled. So yeah, that is the Dutch league out of the way. We'll fly through the championship. I know there's a bit of interest in the champ, I guess, but I won't talk on it at length. Not that I talk on any of these teams at length, really. But yeah, Bristol City, Burnley. Quite a few Burnley cards flying around, I'm going to assume. Sheffield United, Coventry. Oh, I didn't realise Norman Bassett moved to Coventry. Has he been playing? Let's have a look. Has he been playing? He's coming off the bench. Interesting. Cardiff City away to Wednesday. Big game for us. Ruben Colwell, Anwar El Ghazi, David Turnbull. Bristol. Blackburn Rovers at home to Pompey. Luton at home to Hull. Are we ever going to see Luton turn things around? Sunderland, Millwall. Sunderland flying. That Isidor's playing really well, isn't he? Wilson Isidore. Middlesbrough versus Oxford. Dane Scarlett's on loan, isn't he, right now? I guess he's still at Tottenham, but yeah, on loan to Oxford. Preston versus Derby. QPR versus Stoke. Big Andy Moran versus Nicholas Madsen. West Brom versus Norwich. Josh Madge has been pretty good recently. Angus Gunn back in the net for Norwich. Okay. Joe Roden revenge game. Dan James revenge game versus the Swans. This is funny. That's not Joe Allen. It just cracks me up. That's Josh Sheehan, but the picture of him anyway. But yeah, don't be surprised if Dan James or Joe Roden gets on the score sheet this weekend against their ex-club. And then we go into Belgium. Antwerp, Dender, one of the better matchups this weekend. It looks like quite a settled Antwerp team versus my Dender boys. But yeah, good matchup on paper. Club Brugge versus Sint Truiden. Yeah, some possible rotations in here. The Kuiper maybe drops out, or he had a bit of an Achilles issue, I heard. Liège versus Cercle Bruges. Kevin Denke got his, I think it was an MLS record, wasn't it? Moved to Cincinnati, but I heard that they thought Cincinnati announced it from Club Brugge, not Cercle Brugge or something. So yeah, they embarrassingly got those mixed up. Charleroi away to Genk, another decent fixture in the Belgium League. And again, another decent fixture. Mechelen at home to Beerschot. Yeah, I'm predicting some big scores this weekend in Challenger. Not that we're not used to that, but I definitely think there could be a few big ones. USG away to Leuven, just sacked their manager. So keep an eye on their potential bounce back. And then Anderlecht. Anderlecht at home to Ghent, one of the tougher matchups this game week. Still no Sven Coombs, RIP, Andy Black. Kortrijk away to Westerlo. Big Kadri. Haspalat season, maybe. Brian Reynolds. Bolat, was on the bench last game after being injured in the games previous to that, and it looks like he might have lost his spot. We don't really know. I don't know. I'm sure somebody knows. And yeah, MLS playoffs. New York City versus New York Rebels. Big game in the MLS. LA Seattle's a big one. I don't know. LA sort of scraped through in the end against Vancouver last round. I think Seattle might do a number on them, honestly. Giroux just hasn't really lit it up, has he? He really hasn't. Orlando at home to Atlanta, who scraped through the playoffs, but somehow slayed Messi's Miami, or Inter Miami, sorry. Yeah, they're just, I don't know. You just can't write them off. Like, it's Orlando at home, but you cannot write that Atlanta team off. They're just going off pure vibes at this point. Just sort of luck boxing their way into the playoffs and stuff. Minnesota away to the Galaxy. This is one of the, as far as matchups go, it doesn't get much better, does it really, for Ricky Puig and Peck, potentially Paintsel as well. Yeah, lots to look forward to there if you've got those players. We move over to Denmark. We've got Brøndby. I'm not going to try and pronounce the team they're playing against because I will butcher it. We've got Copenhagen, big Cornelius up front. And then we've got Andrew Laird's Midgets. Joachim Midtjylland, Busquets in, 60% up front. Simsia didn't train Wednesday, I think Laird was telling me, so definitely something to keep an eye on there. I wouldn't be risking him if you don't need to. And it looks like Big Paulinho's back, so fun times over there. We'll go through the Turkish league. I'm not too interested in many of these teams really, but I'm sure some of you guys are in the chat potentially. I know Laird has Maxime. Fenerbahce are playing at home to Kayserispor. Do I know any players for Kayserispor? Oh, Beyazıt plays for these. Okay. Fenerbahce and Gala play away to Bodrumspor. Cardi did his ACL, didn't he? So he's looking, yeah, it's looking like Merton's season. Yeah, looks to be back up and running. Kasim Passer Sivasspor. We've got Konyaspor versus Hatayaspor. All the spores are that Sloak's team. And then Samsonspor versus Antalyaspor. Carlo Holz has been doing well this season. And then we go Besiktas. Besiktas at home. Rafa Silva's fallen off a cliff a little bit, hasn't he, score-wise? Gerson Fernandez. And then we got Fofana's on loan, I guess, from Chelsea, or did they buy him? Not too sure. And then Trabzonspor at home to Adana Demirspor. Don't recognise any of those Adana players anymore. Oh, Ozan Tufan's back in Trabzonspor. Visca. Okay. All right, that is Challenger out of the way. Just catching up on the chat, lads. And then we'll go into Contender before Quinny comes. AZ have a ton of injuries, yeah. Fortuna, just catching back.
Boom.
He's back.
Hey.
Mate, I literally just finished Challenger.
Like, perfect.
Like, actually just finished Turkey.
Great timing. Any surprises? Anything I missed that was worth noting?
Honestly, no, mate. Outside of the PS3 thing I said with Luke de Jong, there's nothing else, mate. Honestly, no.
Some good intel coming from the chat anyway, and some goalkeepers and some other bits and bobs. So, so yeah, make sure to get into the live chat, guys, when any breaking news. Some shady to stream. Maybe with a hat, I've got that kind of vibe going on today, I suppose. But yeah, fantastic. Will we go straight to champion, or will we do contender then champ? Do you think?
Up to you, mate. We got time. We got loads of time if you want to do. Well, I say loads. Yeah, let's do. It was completely up to you. Honestly, I don't mind.
We run through a champion. Look at the big swingers. Oh, Bayern has just been updated. Oh, I kind of look at the Prem since we kind of touched on it. Let's do the Prem, and then
yeah, let's do it.
We'll run through from there. So first of all, like you say, Leicester, Chelsea. I think this is probably one of the better games. So Leicester are like, going down, aren't they? Fatawa's out injured now, isn't he? So
yeah, ACL, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So that's a bad one. Palmer's in for this. Madueke, Pedro Neto, 3 of them could fire off big time, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this could be really impressive. Like, you could see some big scores from maybe Madueke's, Neto's. Obviously, Palmer goes without saying. I thought Lavia was injured. Is he back? Someone told me that he. Okay, I'm sure he's injured.
What to watch out for then. This is the Leicester team. Casey McAteer is probably the one coming in here rather than Knuss. Interesting. Otherwise, it's the majority of the same team that we've seen before with Sumeri in there. South Coast Derby that we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Both teams have been quite hard to read this year, Brighton and Bournemouth, haven't they?
They've been decent, haven't they? Like, this is a really tough one to call. Like, Bournemouth have been on it at home, and Brighton, obviously new manager, they look really interesting as well. Genuinely a really, really tough one to call this.
Yeah. Still no Dunk, so Igor will be in defence. And O'Reilly and Ayari are on a 50-50 here. It'll be interesting to see who actually starts. I think it's O'Reilly. I think they need that kind of muscle back in midfield, especially away from home.
Mm-hmm.
Ayari's quite nippy. I've been quite impressed by him, but I don't know, it's 50-50.
Different players. Yeah, different players, aren't they?
Of course. We've got some nice notes here just about, all that kind of stuff as well. So watch out for that one. Maybe one of the surprise stacks of the weekend could come out of this game, depending on how the result goes.
Yeah.
Both got decent keepers, decent defence options. Arsenal Forest was the best rated Prem game, wasn't it? Are they at home, Arsenal?
Yeah. Liverpool away is
I don't know why I thought Arsenal were away for some minute there. Calafiore's back in the building, and that looks to be the best back four they've put out for a while.
Yeah. Outside of White, maybe, but yeah.
Odegaard's in the house. Rice and Partey, no room for Marino. The front three kind of picks itself at this stage, I think, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I guess a Forest team that take no prisoners these days.
They could surprise. Like they've got firepower. They've got a lot of quality up there, and we know what Wood can do. So if he can put it about it, I mean, it's a tough game against Gabriel, but you'll give him a run for his money.
Ayari with a little knock for Sweden. Great intel,
Ooh.
Tobias. Love that, Toby. Entertaining game of the week, I reckon. Is that the Chelsea, or is that the Bournemouth one? Sorry, Jack Patterson, just catching your comment there. We've then got, I don't know if I'd quite call this a Quinny derby, but the two clubs I've been certainly following on the channel for a fair while now, going head to head. Villa ahead of some Champions League action next midweek. They're at home to Crystal Palace. And Barkley is actually a bit of a surprise to see in the starting frame here. Ramsey took an injury before the international break, and Kamara's just coming back from injury, so probably not much of a surprise to see this lineup really strong. Tielemans is the one I think is the difference maker. If he has a good game, everyone else seems to play pretty well off the back of that. Leon Bailey has had a stinker this year so far, has been really non-existent. So hard one to read, but Villa at home, you fancy them generally?
You probably would, wouldn't you? No, Nana's going to be a massive miss, so I think he's injured, isn't he, for a few weeks.
Yeah. Mateta, Schlupp and Sarr make up the front three here. Back three looks pretty decent. Typical fullbacks. Yeah, it'll be a tough one. This is the one that I fancied when doing lineup builders for like defence and goalkeepers. Like, this could be a 1-1, a 0-0 quite easily, I think, on paper, in theory. But actually looking at the Everton team, like, they're doing not too bad. You know what I mean? And at home, if they keep it tight, definitely not a write-off. Could be a good week for an Ashley Young defensive stack with a Pickford, perhaps. Could be one of those days. And then, take your pick of mids and forwards, really. There's a few guys here that can get in amongst the decisives and have a bit of AA to them. Brentford is kind of defence and attack, isn't it? Midfield is kind of shit.
Yeah. This is a type of game, like, Pickford could really peak if they do obviously keep the clean sheet. Like, it's one of them where he gets 30 AA because they do have firepower. They will, take shots. They will get them on target. So it's like, if that can happen, then I think Pickford's like ceiling is really high here. But the downside is they obviously could score a couple of goals, and they're dangerous. Like, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the league, really. So this is like a high risk, high reward. Like, if I'm playing the Everton stack, and obviously you've got no other choice than this, whatever. But if you've got the choice, I think this could be not a differential because people will play Pickford, but like you said, maybe pairing him with an Ashley Young, and there could be something funky that comes out of this, after the 90 odd minutes are done. But at the same token, on the same thing, like, Brentford could go and blitz them. They have that in them,
Very unpredictable this season, Brentford. We've then got Fulham at home to Wolves. Team is very... Sander Berg, I don't know if he's been starting that regularly. Reece Nelson comes in for Adama. And Tete in for Castagna. But quite a consistent lineup outside of that, I think.
There's some... Honestly, Fulham have been scoring really well. If you look at Sander Berg's scores, he is like... He's doing it. Even for country as well. I think he's been on a nice little run recently.
Why?
Like, he's really... I know 2 of those in Norway, but 40 AA in the Prem.
Yeah, huge. Triple-double, 3 tackles, 6 duels over 2 lost, 2 interceptions. Passing's quite normal in terms of, it's not freakish or anything. So, it's just that all-action midfielder, isn't it? The guy that does a bit of everything quite well.
Yeah, 100%.
This midfield kind of needs a guy like that because Andy P doesn't do that. And Emil Smith-Rowe, you don't really want him doing that,
Not really. Yeah. Fulham are a nice little package this year. There's something to them. Iwobi's been like scoring above 80s and stuff. Like, all sorts are happening. It's nuts.
And then they're playing Wolves. 50-50 on if Santiago Bueno will make it or not. It's a bit of a concern for me, but otherwise everyone is pretty much there and accounted for. Jose sat in for Johnson on this one as well.
Okay.
Can't write off any one of them. City team is in 19 minutes ago. There's been a slight update to what I seen on this yesterday. Is it Kovacic for Gundo? Is there no Kovacic now? Is that maybe what it is?
Kova's out for like a month, apparently.
Yeah. Defense is the same. Nunez on the left. Yeah. Anyone that didn't buy an injured De Bruyne that was thinking about it is going to be pretty upset with himself. Yeah. Foden and Savio on the right there, of course. So interesting. Tottenham, you never know what you're going to get. Total box of chocolates team here, aren't they?
Especially in midfield. I still don't think Maddison gets in. Not against City. I'm sorry, you can't play Maddison away to City if you're like basing it off like the last couple of games and how Ange's gone with those 2 sort of runners in midfield, Sarr and Basuma, and having Kulu do that potential Maddison role, but maybe with a bit more legs. I can't see how Yeah, Romero's definitely out. I saw that news literally like 3 minutes ago. So nice catch, Graham.
Good Haaland week then, eh? Dragerson and Davis centre backs.
Yeah, they're gonna get battered, aren't they? Let's just have it right.
We
And
need some sort of big miracle to show up, eh?
no Van de Ven and no Romero. All the best.
Yeah, good luck to Tottenham.
Like literally, you need all the luck you can get.
Southampton are at home to Liverpool. Probably my favourite game for stacking against in the Prem this weekend. They're going to 5 at the back now. Is that the way it always was? I don't think it was. I think it was 4-5-1 rather than 5-4-1.
Yeah, you could be right. I actually don't know. I haven't watched Southampton at all this season, so I couldn't comment.
Yeah, so that'd be a bit of a different approach from them. And the Liverpool team, Bradley's in the building still, which is
great timing. That is by us, by the way.
Great rewards to give out as well to you guys.
Yeah.
Will we try and get them out before the deadline then, in case anyone wants to use them?
Just because he's on to play. Yeah, we've got to, haven't we? Really, I didn't think he was, but now that he is on, yeah, we've got to give him away before, haven't we?
Yeah. Everyone else in this team's quite consistent. I think Jones and Soboslai's been a kind of constant bit of musical chairs, but otherwise, yeah, the team's quite consistent. No Diaz after the international break, maybe a wee bit of jet lag catching him on this one, but this should be good for Liverpool. You don't really fear, even without Alisson, you don't really fear for the clean sheet either, I don't think. I think this could be a good one for them.
Yeah, this could be where it's won or lost. I think that the Premier League comp this week, like if you've not got a Salah, maybe even like a Van Dijk, I think it could be really tough.
Interesting. Spurs got a point there with Davis and Royale at centre back.
I mean, yeah, but let's not live in the past now.
Yeah, fair. And a wee bit of evolution for KDB is what Limited Whale thinks we might see. I don't know if that'll be today, but this weekend specifically, but maybe going forward. Interesting. And then the last Premier game we've got is Newcastle at home to West Ham. Now, I fancy this is quite a solid clean sheet shout. Like, I think Pope is your keeper this week if you can take any of them. I'm a big Shar guy. Hall scored pretty well. Livermento has that in him. So I think like clean sheet style, this is where it's at. And really, like, I don't see West Ham getting anything out of this game. I think Newcastle at home, front three, midfield three, it's pretty much as strong as you would like it to be. And if they do keep the clean sheet there, a 1-0 or a 2-0 is going to score really well for a Newcastle stack this week. This is the West Ham team on screen. 50-50 goalkeeper choice.
Yeah, I think if you're talking peaks, you've probably got to take Hall, I reckon. If you really think, if he's been on a few set pieces and stuff, I could be wrong, but he might have been, or, I know he's got an assist in him. So, yeah, but you're right. Yeah, he's got to be up there, hasn't he, for one of the better sort of clean sheet probabilities this weekend. West Ham away, I just struggle to see him doing much here, if I'm being honest.
Tom Halfyard is right in amongst it, saying what Newcastle is a stack to have. I think Newcastle versus Chelsea versus Liverpool, maybe City come into it now with the Tottenham defence that we just seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's will be a few wee wild card teams in and around it. But yeah, it should be quite open in Prem this weekend, you would think. We'll jump to Bundesliga since we had Bayern at the top there. They play tonight. A bit of Friday night action for a few teams, some of the Champions League teams for next week. Good to see their local associations helping them out with moving the fixtures and all the rest of it. This is the Bayern team that's expected to play. Goretzka back in the building. Can he get rid of him? Can he write him off? He's back.
He's back.
Otherwise, the team kind of picks itself, doesn't it? I would be happy to see Sané back in the team since I brought him back, but no spot for Sané, it seems. But yeah, pretty strong team outside of that.
Yeah, not many changes outside of maybe Goretzka and maybe the Gnabry Coman situation on the left. But yeah, Augsburg have been rubbish this season, but you just don't know. Friday night curses come for anyone.
Yep. Nice wee bit of notes at the bottom there. And Augsburg will be their opponent tonight. Labrovic, the other Schlotterbeck. On Yika, who, by the way, like, they could get beat 4-0 and he could bring in 80. Like, it could be.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. So
he's going to be busy.
If you have him and you need a guy for your third team, maybe you just go for it because you want him to be tackling and dueling and all that kind of stuff. There's a few players like that. And other Schlotterbeck maybe fits into that mold as well. But yeah, hard to be excited about the prospects of Augsburg in general. Leverkusen, with the Boniface injury news we had earlier today, they're at home to Heidenheim, one of the most highly rated games we've got this weekend. They fancy Ali-ish to come into midfield. Andrich played 2 games, I think, for Germany. Palacios has travelled by Argentina. and Garcia's done none of that. He's barely played, so I think it's just maybe a bit of logic. But with no Boniface, this position here is probably up for grabs between Terry Hoffman, and they think Palacios maybe comes into the reckoning here, but I think that would be Palacios taking Garcia's spot, Garcia then taking that spot.
Yeah.
So the team isn't nailed, but I think the big hitters, this will be a good game for them. The likes of Grimaldo, Wirtz, Xhaka, certainly. Maybe one of the defenders can pop. 55-45 on the keepers. I think we're all kind of leaning towards Radeki's got the spot, and Kovar's flavour of the month thing's kind of over. If you read some of the notes that are over here, I did so earlier. But this could be a game that's like 5-2 or something crazy like that, you know, like could be just balls to the wall. Paul Wanner, Nicholas Dorsch on the other side of the team here. Otherwise, there's really no many. Leonard Maloney. What a name.
Great name. Yeah, some big fixtures.
There's that Dortmund game you mentioned. Nemeka and Gross in the engine room. Otherwise, the team does kind of pick itself. Bino Gittins still not fully fit. Or I can't really remember his script, but Max Bayer keeping the minutes coming his way. And
this could be like 4-4.
Yeah, good game for Grifo because Dortmund will give you set pieces, you know, like corners, free kicks, all that kind of stuff. So AA is there for him today or in this game. It's just about, do Freiburg hit the back of the net once or twice? If they do, high chance Grifo's involved somehow, somewhere. So as an individual card, I think it's not a bad game for him. Hard to kind of stack Freiburg, but
yeah, it's hard to back them. But yeah, there'll definitely be a few 70 pluses there, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then we have Hoffenheim Leipzig, which again, talking about Bundesliga goals galore games, this is just, the
epitome, isn't it?
Yeah, two teams that just want to punch each other in the face constantly, you know. Bit of a change of style here for Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
Back four.
I tell you why. They've got a new manager.
Oh, so they do.
Yeah.
Who did their manager? Did they sack him or did they go somewhere? What happened with him again?
I honestly don't know, but all I saw is they have a new one. I don't think he's been with the team yet. I could be wrong, but this could be like his first
manager.
game.
They took the Sturm Graz manager.
Ooh, so is that Prass's old manager?
It is Prass's old manager.
Okay.
You see some going to midfield potentially
because Anton Stach has been playing centre back, so maybe they obviously favours like a 4-3-1-2. If Tom Bershoff's in the 10, we could be
cooking.
We could be cooking, couldn't we?
Yeah, barbecue season at the Bischoff house.
Yeah.
Love it. Kaderbeck and Jurasek on the wings, or the wing back positions. Yeah, and if they do have the likes of Stack and Soke, Akpoguma, even Grealish has been like a quasi centre back for this team in not too distant history, you know.
Yeah, he has.
So maybe a bit of a lock of a block here, and then it's just everyone in the wide areas fly off, you know. I think it'll be too different, but it looks different. And then against Leipzig, who you know exactly how they'll play. Henrik's coming into left back again still. He's did quite well over there SO5 wise because he's inverting. He's a right footer on the left hand side, so possession loss doesn't really happen for him. So his AA has actually been pretty decent. As a side note, team isn't that spectacular though. There's not much stardust here without your likes of Simons or I know Sesko and Openda have been decent in that, but it's not like a ferocious front line where you're terrified of them or whatever, you know. So hard to say who'll win, but good game.
Baumgartner had a good little international break, I think, with Austria, and Nusa, I think, had a decent one with Norway, to be fair. So yeah, not that means much, but they've still got things to worry you, I guess. But new manager, be very tough to. Yeah, it's just tough, isn't it? Like I don't know Hoffenheim inside out. I don't know the managers. It's very hard to really get behind them, you know, at home. But you never know.
Yeah. Wolfsburg are at home to Union Berlin. This is a Wolfsburg team on screen. I don't think it's changed all season, really. The defence is still a bunch of guys alongside Borno. Dardai, it's a new name, I think. But yeah, it's been quite consistent outside of that. No Kaminsky from the start. Union Berlin. Rono, the legend. I think last time we were talking about Rono, he dropped a massive score. So, you know, just never write him off.
Penalty, and I remember that.
Skov in the start as well, by the way. Skov is one of these guys I think we're all dying for him to actually happen.
Is that Robert Skov, yeah?
Yeah. Or we wait for the day he goes back to Copenhagen and can score 30 goals a season again. But yeah, he's not been nailing it. Do we get Copenhagen scores on this, I wonder? Nah, doesn't go that far back,
No.
sadly. But yeah, anyway. Story for another day, perhaps. Skovmaster's in, the other Kadira's there. Your boy Vertessen. That back three and the goalkeeper is like a pretty solid unit. Against Wolfsburg, it could be a great game for them because Wolfsburg have not been free scoring in general.
Yeah, that could be a big run-out score on the horizon, maybe.
Yeah. We've got Holstein Kiel at home to Mainz. Holstein Kiel team is on screen. Lewis Holtby and a bunch of guys, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Mainz have got a stack, you know.
Some good players there. Sano and Lee, Bergstart.
Even the wee
Amiri,
Nebels.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Amiri. Zentner, the keeper. Catchy.
Yeah, there's players there, definitely.
And then final Bundy we've got is Gladbach at home to St. Pauli. Now, Gladbach have got quite quite a good attacking outlet here. Really nice team overall. It's just missing some improvements, I think. Like the goalkeeper, I'm not aware of really. The left back's a new name to me, certainly. But Itakura scored in the international break. Very highly rated player. Rocco Reitz, Julian Weigl, very good engine room players. And then guys like Hack, Playa, Honorat, Kleindeist, who's getting into the Germany team. They've got something here, don't they? But
Yeah.
St. Pauli, like we mentioned before, they've been a wee bit banana skinny. They've been good for clean sheets, been good for keeping games tight.
Yeah, they always seem to just do things in games you might not expect them to, and yeah, I don't know how much of a good fixture this is necessarily for Gladbach. Yeah, you could be right. There could be a little banana skin potentially, but I don't know. Gladbach have turned it around ever since they got rid of Stoga. They've been half decent with Player in the 10.
Yeah, Player coming back for. I think I looked at Player recently in a members thing, and he was like an in season of him was like
Oh yeah.
£12 or something
I
like
can
that.
imagine. Yeah, remember
Something mad.
him and Thuram that season, or for like maybe 2 seasons. They were dynamite, weren't they?
Proper dynamic duo.
Mm-hmm.
That'll then take us on to La Liga, and we'll just take us from top to bottom. We've got Getafe at home to Valladolid. This is a Getafe team, which is rather unspectacular these days. Really missing Mayoral. Don't know when he'll be back, but anyway. Valladolid. Could be a good game for it could be a good game for both the keepers in this one. Both teams are not
Yeah.
really good at scoring. Hein versus Soria.
Yeah. Hein's been good, to be fair. Sorry, Predictorfy. I actually like Stoga. Like I was actually taking the Mickey there. I actually really like him. But yeah, I just can't believe he's not. I can't believe he's not getting in. But you know what I mean. Like it has seemed to turn around since he's kind of not been starting. But yeah, I do like him. Sorry, mate.
Now, I was just reading the notes on this one because it's changed a little bit since this morning, but we've got Valencia at home to Real Betis. Since winning that Barrenechea, I went and I bought 2 other Valencia cards that were like £4, £6 each. And it's guys that I'd seen play last season. They get some Spain youth caps and all the rest of it. And I thought, hey, why not? The Valencia strip this season is really cool. The cards look really nice. It's a shame that the team's bottom of the league and they're going nowhere fast. But Barrenechea is now in a 50-50 with Guillamon. And the other guy I was going to be playing, Lopez, is now in a 50-50 with another guy. So maybe need to watch out for a wee bit of that. Pepelu suspended.
Oh yeah. Someone just said in the chat that Feyenoord has changed and it's Quinton Timber if anyone needs that info.
Coach is considering giving Barrenechea a rest, international break. He didn't do anything, but he just travelled. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I might need to adjust that team. They're playing Betis, who welcome back Lo Celso to everyone's fanfare and aplomb. Otherwise, nobody else is really in this team that's that exciting. Abde El Azoui is not bad. Victor Roque could be okay, but there's no like Fornals, there's no Isco back yet or whatever, so it's still kind of the Lo Celso show for anyone that's got a bit of him.
He's
and I think I
making
seen
he's making his debut for me this weekend.
Ooh, yeah.
My
That'll be
craft.
exciting. Away from home would be a good game for a guy like him as well.
Yeah, I haven't got the balls to play him in my D1, but I am playing him in D2.
Risky, according to the manager quotes.
Yeah,
so
they
that's
said
probably wise.
There's a little bit of risk there, yeah. Well, a lot of risk maybe.
I just don't think if they can play him, I think they will, because no one else in this team, or even in the backups here, can do that job. So the kind of needs must. I did see, I think it's Diego Llorente been linked to a move back to the Premier League. I forget who it was linked to him. It might have been Villa, but just maybe something to watch out for. Atletico Madrid, maybe one of the best games of the game week. We do have the Catenaccio defence thing on the go, and at home to Alaves. Like, this could be a good game for that kind of thing. Team is on screen. No Conor Gallagher, no Sorloth or Alvarez. It looks like Angel Correa is going to start alongside Griezmann. Koke Barrios, no DePaul. And yeah, what a weird back three this is. Azpilicueta, Witzel and Longley. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
And then Deportivo Alaves, the team is on screen here. Girona are at home to Espanyol. The Girona team is here. Pretty predictable at this point. Saganikov is back in the building, sort of, but not ready. And Yanghill did pick up an injury on international duty. So yeah, some guys are known to be out. Some guys are 50-50. And they are playing Espanyol, whose team is on screen here for you now. This Catenaccio thing, I'm just going to click through Las Palmas, Mallorca, because, you know, it's just Las Palmas, Mallorca. Oh, by the way, it's Sugo into a back three. That could really rocket his scores up a fair bit. He's been doing really well in midfield for just general defensive AA. But if they're actually sticking him in centre-back, that midfield card could be tasty.
Yeah, that could be interesting, actually.
Yeah, Moliero up front with Silva. And then Mallorca's team's on the screen here. So I was going to say some of these La Liga games aren't that exciting, so I'll just click on them quite quickly, but ended up chatting Las Palmas for a second there. Celta Vigo at home to Barca. Team is on screen. And again, a fun kind of defence here. Marcos Alonso, Starfelt, Manquillo, Mingueza, and then Ristic, whoever that is on the left-hand side, or Alvarez. Vincent Guaita. And then they're against Barca, who we think Yamal's going to be missing this game. And it looks like Fermin will take the spot in his absence. Otherwise, the team really does pick itself for the most part.
Yeah, tricky game though, isn't there? Away to Celta. I don't think it's a gimme.
I think it'll be good for possession. Could be good for Lewandowski. A good amount of shots and stuff like that. But yeah, not a gimme by any stretch. I think Villarreal's been the babe of the fixture list. Everyone's been backing them for this game. They're away to Osasuna, who are no mugs. They've got a few decent players in here, but the Villarreal team is pretty handy. Has some very SO5 friendly players, and away from home, that can actually work in your favour with some of these guys. Baena's here. Denis Suarez.
No way. Didn't you have his
Unique?
You had his card, didn't you? Unique, yeah.
It's my first unique. Oh, Dennis.
Wow. That's mad.
Pino's back in to start as well. Nicolas Pepe is out until January, sadly. And then this big Tierno Barry as the target man will start up front. I wonder what a Dennis goes for. Dennis Suarez. I'm just going to have a wee gander at this because I'm nosy, sorry. Wow. In-season rare, under £3.
Yeah. Jesus. That's wild.
Yeah. Super rare at £20. Tempting. We'll see how it goes. I might need to make a change to a team, so maybe he's not guaranteed to start anyway, but you never know with some of these guys. Could pop off a decent score. I'm a big Denis Suarez fan. Where the hell is the newspapers? Let's have a peek at Villarreal. We cross-reference. Yeah, Bernat is who they think. Oh, it's still 50-50 three-way, but yeah. Interesting. Maybe not worth the gamble for a proper team, but if you've got a final team you need getting out, a midfielder, under £3, it's not too shabby. This is a Seville team. They're at home to Vallecano. Before I click on Vallecano, Harry, will James Rodriguez be starting?
Nah. I've seen some links to... Was it the MLS again? I think I've seen something like he wants to stay in Europe or something, but like, yeah, MLS are obviously sniffing around him.
And yeah, he's not going to start. So gutted for that. And then we've got the Basque Derby, probably the biggest game in La Liga this weekend. Athletic Club at home to Real Sociedad, or Royal Society as we like to call them around here. This looks pretty full strength. Both the Williams brothers. Sanchez is in the building. And they have the back four, Vivian, Yuri, Paredes, DeMarcos. And then we have Sociedad, who Zubeldia and Zubimendi were questionable, but I think they're quite confidently going to be in. And Sergio Gomez, they expect to start this game as well. Sociedad actually played a cup game last night, would you believe?
Ooh, really?
And they had to, they played like their whole second string with Barrenechea and Sergio Gomez, basically. But otherwise, it was just all the kids, all the reserve players.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So there was a thought that Becker might start this one, but maybe something's came out. They're quite confident that it will be Sergio Gomez.
Oscarson got injured, didn't he, against Wales?
Yeah.
I don't know how bad it was, but
he's picked up a wee knock.
Yeah.
That'll flip us into France, where we've got Paris Saint-Germain. They're at home to Toulouse. And we've had Nuno Mendes come out of this with an international injury, I think a rolled ankle or a sprained ankle or something. So Beraldo looks to take the left-back spot. And otherwise, with Kang in as the centre forward, the team is probably the strongest they could field, I think. I don't think there's anyone missing here. You would... Fabian Ruiz for maybe Zaire Emery is maybe a discussion, but outside of that, I think that's as good as it gets for PSG these days.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Don't think you change much there, do you? Really?
And then they're playing Toulouse, who will be playing not to lose.
Expected to lose, though.
Expected to lose. And we've got Lons at home to Marseille. Andy Diouf in midfield. Malang Sarr in defence. A few other decent players here. Zarui and Adrian Thompson. Bryce Samba. Facundo Medina. Kevin Danso. Not a pushover team by any stretch, but Marseille have been a fun team to back this year. And they've got a lot of SO5 friendly players. Kondogbia coming into centre-back, it looks like. Merlin gets the nod here alongside Jonathan Rowe.
Yeah, it's a fun team. It's very SO5 friendly, for sure.
Yeah, there's a real good stack in here somewhere. Greenwood and Mopai in the forward positions. And Ishmael Coney in the number 10 could be cheat Cody, the way he plays, you know.
Could be quite fun, yeah. Harry was suspended, wasn't he? So he hasn't managed to get back into the side recently, which is frustrating.
Sergio Gomez only got 45 last night, and Ben White is out for months.
Wow, Jesus. Timber season.
Baena's possibly as well, a 50-50, so watch out for this.
Yeah, I thought he got injured, over the international break.
Yeah, see, that was news to me. And now we quote there from Arteta on some of the bits and bobs, in case you want to catch that. We then have St Etienne at home to Montpellier. The St Etienne team is on screen. They're missing somebody. Oh, no, they're not. He's out here. Davashvili. Yeah. And then Montpellier, Teji's back.
Teji's back.
Lecomte in goals. Not much else to say there. Your boys, the Reamers. The Ream Dream.
The Dreamers. Yep, the Ream Dream. Yeah, both started once for Japan over the international break. Ito got an assist. But yeah, outside of that, I think Twamer's back in the fold, which is nice to see. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to really... that striker, Diakite, I think he's sort of back, like he might have got suspended or injured. Yeah, so full strength, it looks like.
Bayern is trained. And then we've got Leon. Their team is on screen here. Ben Rama back in the fold. I thought he was bombed out. Lacazette up front.
Yeah, they're in like stupid amount of debt, aren't they? It's like 500 mil or something crazy.
Yeah, they need to get selling, but they're quite adamant they're going to keep Cherky in this.
Really?
Yeah, if you owe so much money, surely the easiest guy to sell for a lot of money is the move to make.
Him or Fofana. Like, there's a lot of buyers lining up for Fofana, I think, as well. But yeah, you're right. It's got to be either or both.
Yeah. And then we've got Lille against Rennes, which will be a tough game for both, especially with Lille Champions League coming up. Yeah, pretty strong team. I don't know we've not got the full diagram on the go here with Buadi killing it.
Gutted.
But yeah, Joe David, again, he's pushing for a move this summer. You think he's going from strength to strength. And then this is the Rennes team. We have a change of shape here. Mikhaili Faye, the Barca wonder kid we all wanted a card for, but aren't getting it. Ostergaard and Wu, with then Sidou and Assignon in the wings. Gronbeck's dropping a bit deeper to accommodate the inclusion, it feels like, maybe of Jota or Blaz. See how it shakes out here, but quite an exciting shape there, 3-4-3 for the attacking players.
Yeah, there's some decent players there, SO5 wise as well, but yeah, not the best of matchups, is it really?
Tough game. I don't know who wins this, but I don't think it's 0-0 either.
No, I agree.
Nice against Strasbourg again, 2 big clubs going head to head. Harry, you'll know much more about this than I will, but Diop is back in the fold. He's a good wee player.
Yeah, he's been having a bit of impact off the bench since coming back from injury, which is nice. But yeah, it looks like he might work his way in here. I don't know who's missing there. That's not making sense. So you got Boga, because obviously Klaus is out, but that Tom Luche comes in for him, which makes sense. They normally go 3 at the back, I'm sure. Oh, I'm just imagining that. They normally
Yeah.
go Dante. Yeah, they go Dante Bombito, and there's another guy that I'm not going to pronounce that, Ndeshame guy in the top right hand corner.
Adishimai.
Yeah, and Ndeshame. I've got his card, but he's a mid, which is really annoying. So he plays center half, but yeah, obviously a mid card. So yeah, change of shape there. I don't know how true that will be. I think it'll. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm fully on board with that. Maybe it happens, but it looks a bit too attacking for me. That.
Yeah. I was going to say as well, I don't know if this is a tip from Rico, man, right? But I used to watch a lot of MLS, a lot more than I do these days. And the podcast I used to listen to, I'm sure everyone catches it if it's still on. I've not watched it in a while, but it was that MLS Extra Time. And it was all the kind of hardcore MLS guys. Anyway, one of them has a YouTube channel now. So I think he's maybe been sacked since the Apple takeover or something. It was the guy David Gass or Gassman or whatever they want to call him. Anyway, I seen a tweet from Tom Bogert, who MLS fans will know as Tommy Scoops, the guy that's saw the transfer intel. And he put a tweet out the other day saying, live the now, to talk about Tata Martino leaving Inter Miami. And it was that Gas, it was his like YouTube channel, quite small. I can't remember the name of it. We'll go and find it later if you want it. And I was in the live chat and they were talking about who could replace Tata, and Mascherano was my shout, just Messi, Argentina, all that shout. So that'd be fun to see if that's actually. Oh, Fabrom's posted it.
It is true. Yeah, I just looked them 5 minutes ago.
I can't remember who else they suggested. They suggested somebody else that was Argentinian that knows Messi and stuff, but it was a bit of a bigger hitter. I can't remember who it was now. It wasn't Pochettino, but it was somebody like that, you know, where it's like it's not going to be that guy. But yeah, Mascherano,
obviously, he's cherry picked that, hasn't he? If Messi's getting all the say, there's no way they're not going through him there. No chance.
Yeah, I did think there would be a shout for Nancy because he's been ripping MLS apart at a few clubs. You know what I mean? And if Miami, because the thing with Miami, of course, really at the moment, their focus is that Club World Cup thing for all the exposure and everything that comes with it. So the guy's been quite good at, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Mascherano, it looks like. Italy's the final league we've got to go through. And I forget the name of this derby. Is it Derby d'Italia or something? I forget. But Milan versus Juve, one of the star-studded fixtures of the calendar. Is this a full-strength team? I'm always undecided about this Gabia guy. But I suppose no Pavlovic is a weakness, or it's a downgrade for them.
I thought Thiau's been starting, hasn't he? I don't know.
And Thiau, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Yunus Musa, I don't think he's been starting every game. I could be wrong, but I don't think he had been. Chukwueze was starting a little bit as well. I think they rotate quite often, honestly, up those, you know, those front 4 positions.
No Monaco v Brest. Did I miss that? Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's weird. Yeah,
it's not here.
Oh, it's because you've got my matches on.
Oh no way! Did we miss something then? Maybe
we might have missed a couple. You know,
Ipswich Man United.
Yeah.
Ipswich team is on the screen here for you. Man United team. Wow, that's a bit. They think he's going to go full Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to implement it, you might as well start on day one. Jesus, yeah.
It could be a great way to get the most out of Ugarte and Casemiro. Well, that could be like an engine room.
I think Bruno goes next level here. I don't see, because like he wouldn't have to do the defensive work now as much as he kind of used to. And that could be like ridiculous, I think. That one season when Bruno first came, he was just outstanding, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think Mazraoui could do really well in this system as well. Big fan of him SO5 wise. This looks really good. I just worry about the likes of Diallo and Rashford and whatever.
Yeah, I'm not having Rashford. Diallo's been all right, to be honest. But yeah, I'm not like too high on them. But yeah, Rashford's just, his head's just gone, it seems like. He just don't want anything to do with football, it feels like.
It does, doesn't it? Stuttgart Bochum. I don't think we got that. So here's the Stuttgart team. Mittelstadt's there. Nubel's there. Milo, Furyk, Demirovic, Rieder, all the main guys.
Yeah.
Bochum.
No Undav. I think Undav's out for whatever reason.
No Undav. Yep, good spot, Harry boy. Eintracht Bremen. I don't remember seeing this one earlier. So here's the Eintracht team: Marmusha and Ekitike, Gotza and Knauf. This could be high scoring, free scoring Frankfurt.
I like it. Yeah.
And the Bremen team is here. Yeah, fairly standard Bremen outfit. And then, yeah, France, we missed Monaco. Monaco-Brest, here it is. Monaco, very strong team. We're missing Single, but out of the stud defence, no Teze either.
This is tonight as well.
This is Friday night, yeah. There's 3 good Friday night games tonight. We'll be doing a live stream tonight as well, guys. We're bringing back the return of the multi-guest stream. We'll be doing that tonight, 7:30 on this channel. And I'll probably set some rivals lineups before we kick off. I recommend anyone else that's involved or going to be joining the live chat, maybe set some rivals lineups. We have some banter with it, see if anyone's paired up against anyone. But yeah, Monaco-Brest is a good one. Bristois, of course, one of the kind of babes of the Champions League this year, going from strength to strength and keeping Celtic out of some of the headlines, perhaps, with some of the results they're getting. This is a full strength team from them. And yeah, this will be a fun Friday night game.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's low scoring with a BZOT card, but yeah, I do worry a little bit. Monaco are tasty.
Yeah, Golovin, Ben Segar, and Akilish, if I say it. There's 2 other French games I've seen that we didn't get last time. It's Auxerre, Angers. Team is on screen here, all in white. Osho, Diamande, and we're going to be getting a nice update from Predictorfy soon. They're going to update everything. Predictorfy powers all the predicted lineups we have here, as you can see with a little ticker tape at the bottom of the screen. If you want to get access to all this stuff to deal with it in your own time, at checkout, put in code Quinny Harry. It just lets Predictorfy know that you support the Deadline Show and all the rest of it. So it supports me and Harry and all the content we make. So we do thank you in advance for anyone that goes on and does that. Hamed Traore on the wing here is another player that stands out, but otherwise I'm not too familiar. Keanu Hoover in at right back, Donovan Leon in goals, and then the Angers team, I don't think there's any notable names here SO5 wise that are worth Fafana, the keeper, of course, but Ibrahim Nian, and then Nantes Le Havre is the last French game we've not covered.
Moses Simon's still at Nantes, which is nuts, but he's scoring really well.
Somebody commented on my 0 to hero thing saying that he is like the cheapest, like good quality forward for the Catenaccio thing. Let's see if you're building it and you need a forward.
Yeah.
Moses Simon came through as a really good suggestion, so definitely echo that.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. Andre Ayew's still alive. Wow.
Yeah, Jesus, at Le Havre. In La Liga, did we miss anything? I've got quite a lot of La Liga cards.
Girona? Did you miss Girona or did you do Girona?
No. We missed Leganés Real Madrid, but here's the Leganés team. Dimirovic in goals, El Haddadi out wide, Miguel de la Fuente through the middle, Javi Hernandez left back. Real Madrid, Brahim Diaz getting the nod here. I think Rodrigo, what's the script for him? He's out injured, isn't he? Or
he's training, but yeah, he was a little bit injured.
Valverde in at right back, Raul Asensio in at centre back. This is a weird one, isn't it? We're lucky it's Leganés.
Yeah. It's makeshift, isn't it? It's really, really makeshift. You'd like to think they can still get through it, but yeah, it's not vintage Real, is it, in any way?
Does Valverde rip in this position?
It's basically, I know like they're different players, but like it's like Kimmich playing there effectively without this. Well, maybe he gets a few sets, but I don't think he does because Modric would be playing. It could be nice, yeah. Like he's obviously going to be swinging a few balls in, and I don't know. I don't think it'll be. Will it be better than him playing midfield? Maybe more tackles and stuff. Maybe. It's a tough one to really see. But then he's probably going to invert as well. I don't know. I don't know the exact system he's actually going to be playing here. Like, is he going to be providing a ton of width? Probably, because Brahim Diaz is going to want to come inside, isn't he? So you'd like to think he stays nice and high and wide when they're attacking. But yeah, does that? I mean, yeah, cross into the box. You could argue it could be maybe a better role. Maybe.
I think it could be good. I think about Llorente's good scores when he plays right back. And Valverde's an AA machine in good games. Tackles, interceptions, possession lost won't hurt him as hard because he's a midfielder. But
right.
It will detract a bit, of course. But yeah, I can see him just flying up and down that line. If you get Camavinga sitting, he's just going to be plugging gaps, isn't he?
Yeah. It's just if you get the DA, like I think you'll do 25 AA, but you won't get the clean sheet is kind of the issue. So it's, where does the yeah, it's just getting the DA effectively.
Yeah, great shout there. I think, yeah, we've caught all the ones we've missed in. So we did the Prem, La Liga, we double checked. France, we did double check. That's right, we did that as well. Awesome. So we're on to Serie A. Verona, by the way, I don't know if they've been quite the St. Pauli or whatever, but Verona have been like punching a wee bit this year. They're at home to Inter. I do think it's still a great game for Inter when you look at this defence and midfield that they're up against. But at home, Verona, they've had a wee punch in them. They've had a wee surprise. Inter just feel too strong to be susceptible to that. But, do you think about that coming into it? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's tough to say, isn't it?
Now, we did Milan.
Çalhanoğlu's out, is he?
Oh, yeah. Actually, midfield, it was a bit of a three-way split. Asllani, Zielinski and Çalhanoğlu. So, see how that shakes out. Otherwise, everyone else is quite nailed. Maybe right back's a wee bit of a spot for contention. Jan Bissek, by the way, one of those players we spotted in the German under-21 team in the summer. The Inter Milan signed from the Danish league. He's just been rewarded with a mega contract. I think there was a lot of interest in him. He's an absolute physical specimen, Harry. If you've not seen this guy, he's 10 foot tall, about as wide as 3 buses, and get big legs on him, So I think they've tied him down for the foreseeable. So again, no cards, but interesting. I was just about to say, I'm pretty sure we looked at the Milan team, but I don't know if we quite got to the Juve team, and I'm definitely going to say we didn't, because Timo Weah is starting up front. It looks like that front three's got a lot of pace.
Very quick. Very, very quick. I mean, you need legs around Coop, don't you? But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Thuram and Locatelli in behind. This feels like the Thiago Motta regime's maybe starting to form properly. Guys have knocked off injuries. They're starting to get into some sort of form and stride. The defence feels still too shit for me for Juventus. I know they've got a lot of injuries, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of some of that in general. I think there's a lot of work there to be done. Parma, normally good for Suzuki stacks and all the rest of it. They're at home to Atalanta, who really do take no prisoners. Will be all out attacking this one. And that's their strongest team, I think. Oh, Odilon's in to start. That's fun. Martin de Roon in the centre back.
Yeah, that could be quite tasty, I think, for your Lookmans and co.
Yeah, a wee list of guys that are clearly out, and De Ketelaar is 50-50. Genoa, I don't know if you've seen this story this week, right? Genoa have hired Patrick Vieira, right? And they've also just signed Balotelli. And Vieira and Balotelli do not like each other. It's very well known. Yeah. So Balotelli, you might remember, had a bit of an Indian summer in his career at Nice, where he was like ripping France apart. And people are like, oh, Balotelli's like back.
Yeah.
But then they hired Vieira. And there's a lot of like public quotes of like Balotelli saying, I would still be at Nice if it wasn't for him. And Vieira saying like he should go play tennis because he can't play team sports and stuff like that, and
him and Diego Forlan 1v1.
Yeah. So I want to see if there was a picture. I seen the picture. I'm not sure if I've spelled. No, it's not how you spell Vieira. Sorry, but there was a funny picture on Vieira's first day of training at Genoa. Yeah, and I've got it here. This isn't the best picture, but it's essentially the picture I seen. And I was just like, I wonder what they're talking about. Mario, don't fuck me this time. I will.
Your last warning.
So I don't know if there was any more, but these pictures kind of went everywhere. Yeah, that's it. He isn't made for team sports.
Wow.
Yeah, and all the rest of it. So let's see how it works out. Do we get prime Balotelli coming out of this, or is it just another disaster waiting to happen?
That is hilarious.
So yeah, he's not going to start.
Sounds about right, doesn't
it? Not in the start this one. Maybe that'll change. And they're playing Cagliari. Team is on screen here for you as well. I'm a big Vieira fan. Vieira was like the second manager for New York City. Did quite well for us over there, but he's been really quite crap in Europe. Who
was he at before Genoa?
He's been at Nice. He's been at Palace. He's been at
Palace,
Strasbourg recently as well.
Oh, yeah. Good point. I remember that.
But, like maybe this is a sort of blank canvas. Maybe Italian football suits him a bit better. French football and Premier League football is quite high tempo, quite high pace.
Yeah, it's quick, isn't it?
Whereas like Italian football, like tactically, like all that kind of stuff maybe suits them better. We'll see how it shakes out. Como are at home to Fiorentina. This is the Como team, which definitely is not a Streets Forget team anymore, is it?
Where's my Stravetta?
Yeah.
We need Nicolas Paz cards, by the way. He's on loan from Madrid. He's the boy, I think. He's been doing really well.
Yeah, we need that Como license to come in. And then the Fiorentina team, who are maybe becoming the new Streets Forget team, when Moise Keane up front, De Gea dropping assists from goalkeeper, Gossens in at left back, Adley in the engine room. Like, there's a bit of Streets won't forget you here.
Dodo as well, Shakhtar
Yeah.
legend. Yeah, it's quite a fun. It is a fun team for sure.
Mandragoa in reserve as well. Yeah, fun.
Yeah,
Fiorentina were quite a highly rated game, weren't they, this week?
I think they're relatively high, yeah. And we have, of course, the Serie A special as well.
Serie A special. Torino are at home. Yeah, I think the back three is quite consistent. Valentin Lazaro is actually coming into a bit of a game recently, which is nice to see for him. He's long promised to be good and maybe starting to deliver on that. Shea Adams Sanabria up front. There we go, Harry boy. Got you back. And then Monza. Now, I actually seen that Atalanta are very interested in signing Daniel Maldini. So maybe watch out for that. Could be a wee sneaky transfer where a guy comes from a crap team. And we've seen what forwards can do at Atalanta. There's been a lot of them that can do well. So I want to watch out for. But this is the Monza team. Mari, Iso, Carboni. Nice back three. Could be 0-0 that game. That's a good 0-0 match if I've ever seen one.
Definitely. I would not be surprised.
Napoli, Roma, but this is a tasty one. Napoli going from strength to strength. And yeah, that team, first 11, really solid. Politano starting over Neres on this one. Kvaradona in the building. And it feels like there's a bit of an impasse now with Napoli where they're like, we're not going to pay you what you want. So we will be selling you soon. So yeah, we've had an evolution there, but strong team. And they're taking on Claudio Ranieri's third iteration of AS Roma. This looks to be how he'll line up, but really, who knows how they will line up. I think Ranieri is going to be playing Hummels. He's made some comments already about how surprised he was that Hummels doesn't get in the team. So if you've had a Hummels card on ice, get defrosting it, get it in a lineup. He could do all right against Big Rom.
Yeah. Yeah, they just haven't clicked. Dovbike hasn't clicked yet, has he?
He's not really had much minutes, or maybe had to wrestle with some injury, fitness stuff or whatever. But yeah, maybe watch out. I don't think that's a great game for stacks and for teams. Maybe Napoli defenders will be good. Maybe you get a striker that does well, but not a mad game. The Lazio team's quite exciting, but like when I see Ravella, Isaacson, Zakanye, even the fullbacks are good. I'm a big fan of the striker, of course. Like, there's some good AA in this team if they can string it together.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home to Bologna. Team's on screen. Two to go. We've got Empoli at home to Udinese. I did say when I was doing my fixture analysis, Udinese are a great team to line up for good potential for clean sheets, and they've got some decisives in their ranks. This is the Empoli team they will be taking on. They've got a good keeper. They've got a good centre-back. Liam Henderson's in midfield, and Pellegrini and Esposito, as well as Solback and Colombo in defence. Like they've got some guys that are exciting and can try and do some stuff in attack. Not a total write-off, but Udinese have Tovon back. They've got this boy Kallstrom, who dropped a big score recently. Bijlo, Isaac Toure, Okoye. There's a stack in this team. Luca has been scoring decisives for fun this year.
Yeah, not too. Yeah, I don't know much about Udinese, to be honest. This season, Bijol's been half decent. Thauvin as well.
Sorry, had a wee coughing spurt hit me there. And then the last Serie A game we've got is Venezia against Lecce. Poangapalo, Gianluca Busio, Stankovic in goals. Some decent cards there. It's funny how Busio getting back into the America team? I don't think he is, is he?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. They just played 2 games against Jamaica. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't think he started either. And I'm not even sure if he got in the squad, honestly.
And then Lecce, this guy Christoph got some international aplomb. So watch out, he might get into a wee bit of goal scoring form. But I can forget if it was Montenegro who he plays for, but I've seen him on my timeline. Rebic in support, Ramadani in midfield, Gilbert and Falcone, decent wee guys on a budget.
Yeah, half decent.
And that's Serie A. Now, we do have a few requests in the chat that were on some of the stuff that I missed. So somebody's asking about the goalkeeper for Copenhagen. I think it is the boy Sander that's in.
Yeah, I think he's the other guy got dropped, so it looks like Sander probably does get in.
And then somebody's asking about Owosu Oduro at Eredivisie AZ. Again, I don't know if you caught all this. I'm sure you did, Harry. Owusu Oduro doesn't look like he's in. Looks like Zoe is going to be taking the gloves for this one.
Yeah.
Casa and Warjo. David, you need contact support, buddy. They'll walk you through that. Paz is incredible. Yeah, Harry certainly agrees. Gertrude is still expected to start. The NEC prediction, I'll pop that on screen for you quickly. And then we're into Contender. I've been doing a bad job of keeping the names right recently. Challenging Contender, I keep mixing them up. But yeah, we'll be into Contender after this. That's the NEC team. If you missed it earlier, Harry caught it at the beginning. We had a wee mix of the change of schedule. I had one of the mini Quinnies at home, not feeling too good about school life. Wanted to come back and see his dad, get some lunch. So we did Challenger first today. And yeah, at this point in the show, the last couple of weeks, I always make mention of it because I'm having a lot of fun with it at this point in time. But I've been playing a lot of MFL, Meta Football League, which is a football management game. It's all run on fictional players. It's all run on the blockchain. All the players, all the clubs are all assets, as it were. And I'm halfway through season 1, almost, Harry boy. We're just pushing on. We might get some promotion. We might be doing it. And I've been rotating my squad for the cups, which is really good. But see, for everyone that's actually missed out, because season 1 has started, they're running a thing called the Redemption Cup. Don't really understand the name of it. But if you missed out on season 1, and Harry, I can see you on screen, but on my preview, you're not there. So Harry is still here. But if you missed out on season 1 and you start a club now, there is a competition you can get involved in. And the only people in that competition are also newbies as well. The quality of squads and rosters for that will be crap, to be honest with you, because all the good players are signed into clubs that are competing in divisions, etc. So it should be a really good learning experience, a good kind of free-for-all for anyone that does want to try and learn how to play the game. There's a pinned comment in the live chat. Click on that. You support me and all the content here at the channel, of course. And there is some content on the channel walking you through my beginner mistakes as well as unboxing it and how to get up to speed with it also. If any are interested in that, there's a great Sorare community kind of building over there as well. And yeah, if you've got any questions, you get stuck, feel free to hit me up and drop a fist bump and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're going from strength to strength on that. I'm having a lot of fun with it. We'll have another video coming out shortly. And yeah, Meta Football League, MFL, get involved.
Just realised I've got a couple of teams in the wrong position because I've got a couple of promotions and relegations to deal with.
Oh yeah, Mr. Midweek, of course.
Yeah, let me sort that out.
Now we're in Contender, so I'll rattle through some of the bigger ones. We've got Zagreb at home to Rijeka. Teams are on screen. Goalkeeper is Zagarak, not Nevestic.
Not sure if that's.
on the
Yeah.
play.
I was going to say, I'm not sure if that's a shock or not. I've seen some comment a couple of days ago, maybe on that topic, but I can't remember exactly what was said.
We had a nice question earlier on that I forgot to get to. I'll actually pull it up because I've seen somebody else with a similar question. Yeah, this was it. Gakpo away at Southampton or Neto away at Leicester, Harry?
Oh, I think I'm going Neto. It's tough. It's not much in it, but
I'm Gakpo here. I think Liverpool are the real deal, I think.
Yeah. I'm not sort of disputing that. It's more like does Diaz maybe come in? I don't know. There's just more risk for me with that one.
Yeah.
But I agree. Could definitely smash easy.
And then this one, maybe a bit more up your street. Ito or Dwight McNeil?
Ito all day. All day
Ito.
Yeah.
And will Greg Taylor start? I think he probably will, but it is 1,000% the biggest question mark over the team for me this weekend, because it's really down to manager preference, and we don't really have much on that because when Valley's played, Taylor's been injured, and then when Taylor's been fit, it's not been clear who he's picking over who. Is it match related, like the opponent or the venue or whatever? So really, I've got no idea, mate. I'm not playing any of my left backs for Celtic. And then here's some intel on Nevestic. Amarim is doing his press conference now, so we might get some breaking Man United news in the deadline show today. There's the Hajduk split team. They're playing Osijek. Both teams are on screen. Anyone else, if you want anything from Croatia, let me know. I'll come back to it. Austria, we've got Salzburg at home to Lask. It's a really strong Salzburg team, isn't it?
Yeah, they need a rocket up their arse. I think they haven't been on it recently with Linders.
Did you see Piakowski's goal against Scotland?
I didn't know. What, belter?
Mate, thundered one in from like 25 yards or something.
No way.
I'm sure it was Piakowski. I might be wrong on that, but I'm sure it was him.
What?
But yeah, it was like edge of the box. It was when we were winning. I think we ended up drawing the game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Let me just check. But yeah, he thundered one in. It was an absolute screamer. 2-1. We scored in the last minute. It was Kamil Piakowski. Yeah, it was an absolute screamer. You just see the Poland goal against Scotland. Yeah. So he's maybe feeling good about himself now. And yeah, it's a good team, but like you said, some of the guys haven't been totally firing. Gluck is in the shop window, so he probably turns up in a game like this. And I think Nene Dorgales was getting some love on my timeline recently this week as well. So it could be really good for attack. And these fullbacks, like, they really should be rinsing this league, Dedic and Terzic. So it could be one of those games where they turn up.
Dedic is a weird one. He was unbelievable for a while, wasn't he? And as far as SO5 goes, but he's really, really just come out of that form for whatever reason. I don't really know. I think he had a few injuries and stuff, to be fair, but still, really weird.
I was watching it on YouTube, Score, and I've had a busy week. I've had a lot to go through. So I had to keep things straight for me. Cut me a bit of slack here. Come on. And then this is the last team that is on screen now. I don't think there's any big hitters here. George Bello is probably the most recognisable name. But yeah, it feels like they've lost some SO5 scorers. Talaverov, one of my guys, won't make the team this week.
George Bello, wow. Been around.
And then we've got the Strumgrats, who have lost their manager. So maybe there's a wee bit of, changing of the guard situation, for better or worse for some players, or the tactics or whatever. So watch this one with bated breath if you're a Graz stacker. Rapid Vienna away to Wattens. Sangare, some good players here. Heidel.
Yeah, odds are really stacked in Rapid's favour for this one. That could be, it's away, so you just never know, do you? But feels good.
In Austria, Vienna, Dominic Fitt's season is going to continue, it feels like, this weekend. Dragovic in at centre-back as well. And Maurice Malone up front. At home to Hartberg, this should be 3 or 4 goals for Austria, Vienna.
Captain Fitz, I think, isn't it? This weekend, maybe? Yeah.
Elatisarin, what do we have? We've got Mulder. Does anyone have Mulder cards? Yeah, there's a few. Actually, Matt Smaller Daly's at Mulder. So there we go. There's a wee spine of a stack there. They're playing Bran. And the Norwegian League, by the way, is going right to the end. It's not decided yet who will win the league. There's like 3 teams in the running for it and a few 6-pointers on the cards. This is the Bodo team. They're taking odd on. And again, there's a stack here without the keeper.
This game, the odds were ridiculous as well in Bodo's favours on the matchups tab.
When I used to do just normal gambling, whoever odd we're playing against, it didn't matter. They were always good for over 3.5 goals. So I always just remember. I always see odd, and I just remember them fondly to help me win a few quid over the years. They may score, they may concede, but there's always goals in those games. I've found.
Mm-hmm. This looks good as well.
Yeah, we've got the Rosenborg team who they're competing for something. I don't think it's quite the title. It might be European football. Broholm is the man at the moment, it feels like. Naipan is doing great as well. And Tagsev is signed for Nashville, I think, isn't it?
Nashville. Yep. Good signing.
So decent wee squad here. Sander Tangvik in goals for the Norwegians.
I like the look of them this weekend.
No Swiss stuff, so we don't need to look at that. We'll get in. So anyone has any requests for the big second divisions, we'll just go and tackle them individually. They're a bit messy to go through them all. But we'll go to Scotland next. We've got Rangers at home at Dundee United, which should be a good game on paper for Rangers stacks, in theory, right? But Rangers, as you know, are third, and there's 2 teams breathing down their neck. One of them is Dundee United. So they are coming into this game hyper motivated. And this is a bit of a unrecognisable team. Leon Balogun coming back into centre-back. Raskin coming back into midfield. And otherwise it's been quite consistent, I think, outside of that. Tavernier's been in and out for 1 or 2 games, but they probably will go back to relying upon him. There'll be some good scores here. I think Cherny would be my pick. Bajrami could do well. But Dundee United, they could upset the apple cart. They might keep it tight. No great scorers in this team. They're just more party poopers than anything. But watch out for it being the banana skin, maybe. Ross County teams on screen. They're at home to Motherwell, who are joint on points with Dundee United. Lennon Miller season. Future Scotland captain, in the words of the great and esteemed Harry Trades.
I've got 2 of them pending. I've got him and Andre Santos, and you guys can. I'll be doing a big giveaway if neither of those become captains of their national teams.
Of that, Consat is out for Aston Villa.
Nice info for Cole.
Yeah, we'll get Colin up if he's there after that. That's fine. And that was Ross County Motherwell. St Johnstone Killie. St Johnstone team is on screen. Nicky Clark had his car stole this week. So
I saw that, and he got it back as well.
Did he get it back?
Yeah, I saw the tweet today.
I was going to say he'll be motivated for some goal bonuses this weekend.
now he's not motivated.
Yeah, maybe so will be. But yeah, decent team, tight and all that. Josh Ray in goals. I think he's U23. Maybe not. I forget. But
I've heard Sinclair's training, so don't think the Ray's nailed.
Watch out for that.
Yeah, watch out for that one.
Kelly team is on screen. Pretty much the same team we played against Celtic. I think that's our best lineup, really. St Mirren at home Aberdeen. Again, this will be a tough game for Aberdeen. St Mirren are no pushovers, but they've not been great. Mark O'Hara can score okay. Tansler could be okay. Everyone else is kind of meh. And the Dons. McGrath's been training. McGrath's back in the building. Kiskinen, your boy, will be playing. Nisbet up front. Palaversa in to start this one. I've been quite excited to see him in Scotland kick on because he's a guy that I used to have his card for, a long time ago. And CFG kid and all that kind of good stuff. So good Aberdeen team here. In a way, people have been asking in the chat, will Scotland be called off because of snow? Aberdeen being away is great news for Aberdeen cards. So less likely for that. I would maybe say St Johnstone, they're out in Perth. Ross County up in Dingwall, they might be ones you're a bit nervous about. Dundee Hibs, I wouldn't be too worried about that really, but maybe watch out for it. So there's been a wee bit of snow and whatever, but I think, Ross County, St Johnstone, maybe the only two to maybe be slightly checking the weather forecast on, but there's been no news or word where I am. That was Dundee Hibs on screen, and we've got Hearts Celtic, which is a Saturday night game. We don't normally get that in Scotland, but we're doing it. We're trying to get the game on the telly. So that should be fireworks. Should be a really good game. And this is the Hearts team on screen. Probably one of their best lineups in terms of personnel. And then this is the Hoops. I think, Greg Taylor, McBride's got it at 80-20. And I think, if you weren't getting into the weeds with it, it's probably the best way to look at it. But for me, it's a real 50-50. Really, who knows? And I was saying on the Celts Are Here channel that between Dyson, Kyogo and Hatate, I would be surprised if all 3 of them did start because of all the travel they've done. We do have a good squad. We do have guys that could come in and start the game, and then maybe one of them finishes the game. But then you cannot take the Hearts game lightly. We need 3 points here. We've not actually got a great record at Tynecastle. If Celtic are dropping points, Tynecastle's one of the places that can happen. So I'm really conflicted over the game management, the squad management, because after this we've got Bruges, and then we've got this kind of ultra marathon of 2 games a week. There's a cup final in a few weeks as well. So I'm trying to be as conservative with my Celtic projections as possible. Kuhn is the most nailed on in the team by a long stretch. McGregor the same. Trusty has travelled, but him and Vickers I think are nailed. Alistair Johnson signed a new contract today. Just got his 50th cap for Canada as well. So I think this kind of right-hand side of the team, I would expect Engels to start. But again, could it be Bernardo for Engels? Engels did play 2 international games for Belgium, started both of them, which is nice for Celtic fans, of course, but maybe not good for wee Arnie. Maybe needs a wee rest. Probably not. But so I do worry that Celtic could just fuck us with a starting 11 who's got a random in it, County have got a great setup. road conditions rather than the pitch. Great insight there, score. Jacob Ramsey's back fit as well. We also got that. Are we doing a stream for it, the Celtic game? That's an interesting thought. Maybe we will. Yeah.
I'm just doing a quick scan through if there's anything that's been like updated really recently. I'll sort of just let you know and you can pop it on the screen.
Beautiful. We had a request for Cologne, so I'm just trying to find them. Cologne team is on screen here for you. I think it's all the main guys. No Kynes, but everything else is there. Wanazek check, still there. Hanover, I know you guys stack Hanover. There's their team. Against Darmstadt. Lidberg, your guy. Corridor in that team as well. Cuisance watch, he's there. Hamburg Schalke. It's a big game in that division.
Yeah, that is pretty big.
And yeah, any other requests for anything in this region, let us know, guys. And we'll get to it. Who to captain in that Celtic side? Kuhn or Johnson for me. Maybe McGregor. McGregor has scored 5 goals this season. 4 of them have been away. McGregor's great away from home. So McGregor, Kuhn or Johnson are my captain shouts. Trusty could be your Scales equivalent. Like Trusty will get the passes. Vickers doesn't do passing. But I wouldn't. Maybe he could captain Engels. I would not captain any forward outside of Kuhn. And that's where I'm at. We're under half an hour to the deadline, Harry Boy. Do you want to show us what you're rocking and rolling with?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, a couple of last minute, well, not last minute, but definitely a few adjustments to be done. What we got going on? So I'm playing a couple of the defender specials. Nothing crazy. I do need to change that Savio over to somebody that might start, and then we can get into everything else. But yeah, not really. Yeah, Goretzka's in. Get him in.
Where did you get that?
I got it from my Kimmich collection bonus.
Of course he did. Yeah, I remember that actually.
Yeah. So that's the first time I'm using him. To be fair, I mean Ross Sinclair might not even play, but yeah, that's just mainly throwaways, to be honest. Just last priority. But yeah, champs where it's at for me this weekend. Still got a D1.
That D2 is fun.
D2 is pretty fun. Yeah, I got that promoted. It's obviously, if Lo Celso plays, Perrin's been on fire, Teji's back. So yeah, just all depends on if Bizot can. 2 of my goalies are playing tonight. So yeah, all the best. I think there. This is just 4-man efforts, nothing crazy. Challenger 2 in season lineups. Hopefully, can get myself back into D1, and then just a D2 classic lineup in there. And then again, really struggling to get into D1 right now. So I've got three lineups hoping to do that for me. I brought in a 18-19 Van Aken. I don't know if you saw that, Quinny, but yeah, so I'm debuting the Lord this weekend. And Beautiful. Then a couple of D2s. Bolat might not play. Another 4-man effort. So really lacking goalies. I mentioned that AZ goalie. I think he's out for a few weeks apparently. Oduro. So yeah, if anyone wants that info. And then a couple of under 23s. Lots of players traveling back. And yeah, I'm nowhere near as strong as maybe I'd like to be in under 23 this weekend. But I'm getting a promotion in rare, which is fun. So I'll have 2 D1s. That's the first time I've had that for a while. So looking forward to that. And then just the road to glory. I don't know why, it just feels like I do have less teams than normal. Like J League, I haven't got my J League keeper. I don't have, like I said, Oduro. So yeah, I'm down maybe 2 or 3 teams maybe, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, buzzing for it, mate. Really excited.
We've got a question here. I'll ask you about your teams in a second, mate. Sorry, but on Bruges left back, it looks to be Joaquin Seas and over to Kuiper. And we had another great. Oh, I've got this one here. Sorry, about somebody from Magdeburg. So we'll have a quick peek at that. And then there was a nice question here. Somebody asked about Single. Would you risk him? I think the answer to that, Lucas Aid, is no. I wouldn't risk him at all.
Probably not.
If you can avoid, like he's not projected to start. This is Magdeburg. El Hankuri. He's there. And then there was another one, I think. Yeah, that one. Odegaard or Smith Rowe? I'm taking Odegaard.
Yeah, easy.
So under 23s aside, Harry, what do you have a big hope for this week? What feels like it's built to win?
It's got to be the D1, D1 champ. That's where I've kind of formulated all my energy right now. I think, yeah, a lot has gone into it as far as funds and whatever.
If you don't mind
Boosted
me
my
asking,
bulk up to 16. Go on.
How does Reitz get into D1 over Teji, Lo Celso, and Bischoff?
Well, Lo Celso has been injured for 2 months. Teji hasn't played a game for 3 games, and Bischoff's playing Leipzig.
Just asking, because we know Reitz probably doesn't get decisive.
If I knew Lo Celso was like fully nailed, then yeah, I'd play Lo Celso. But it doesn't look it doesn't look great for him. Just going off, manager and whatever. Teji hasn't done it yet this season, so I can't. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing on the board for me to say that he's going to go do the business away to Saint Etienne. If Bischoff had a better fixture, I probably would have just edged it with Bischoff. Boga's a bit of a doubt as well, so he almost got in, but Boga's like not like as nailed as maybe I'd like him to be. But yeah, I think I'd be happy with him just churning like 35, 40, 40 AA. I think that's the most logical way I can see this happening. But like I said, if Lo Celso was fully nailed, I'm 100% going Lo Celso.
Fair enough. I just thought it was interesting to see Reitz in a team one. I wouldn't have had him as that kind of guy.
I mean, his scores, like nobody's scoring him like him right now for me personally.
Oh, he's keeping it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing that with just AA, man. Like, do you know what I mean? The other ones are gonna need a DA to do anything of that sort. And don't get me wrong, like doing that against Leipzig is quite likely in that he's obviously going to be, sort of tackling or whatever. At home to St. Pauli obviously isn't, I guess, that type of fixture, but I still think he'll be busy nonetheless. And yeah, that is definitely the weak link if we're talking the 5 players for sure. Yeah, I just wish Lo Celso was a bit more nailed. That's the thing bugging me.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Smith Rowe over Odegaard, in your opinion? Big Tom over Reitz as well. We're getting some shouts for that. Lo Celso is pretty nailed, according to Joe.
I don't like pretty nailed.
Picks. Yeah, they're all banging. Oh, is it Raya or Emmy for a D1? I'm taking Emmy.
Who are they playing? Palace.
At Villa Park.
I don't know. I think I'm going Raya personally.
Fair. That's kind of where I lie. Upside. Emmy can rip.
No, I get that.
And then we had a request here for something else. Feyenoord and Pohang. So let me have a wee peek at them and I'll show you what I'm rocking and rolling with. Pohang should be in here somewhere. K-League. Yeah, Pohang. Team is on screen for you there now. And then somebody asked, without being a pest, if they could see Feyenoord. And you're never a pest on this show, I'll tell you that for nothing. Been updated 58 minutes ago. And Harry mentioned before something to do with Timber. Is he out? Or then out?
I think he's out, yeah.
Yeah. Anthony Jibu Malambo. Love that. This guy, Hwang in the bum.
Oh, he's flying.
Is absolutely rinsing it, man.
Have you done your Arabian Nights, Quinny?
I have. But wait, let's see what you've got. I see you're building yours.
I haven't done mine at all, but I think I'm going to go. I'm just going to back the Bayern boys.
Oh, I've missed a lot of chat here. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
Oh, I could use my Bradley. He'd be my limited.
I've got no limited in mine. Let's see what you come up with, but
I won't have one either, to be fair. But who's got a little bit of upside here?
You've got one of the same cards as me. I won't tell you who.
Grimmy. Got to be Grimmy.
I took someone very similar to Grimmy who's not Grimmy. I'll give it away on that.
I'm going to go De Gea. Another assist, please. I'm going to go Omar Mamouche.
Nice team.
Little Ooh, Mittelstadt, they said.
Yeah, it is Mittelstadt I went for. Yeah, this is my team. I went all black, Mittelstadt, captain Bruno, Salah up front, and Musiala.
Yeah, that's a smasher. That is a smash, isn't it?
Let's hope it does well. Top 10's what we're chasing.
I think, did I get close in the midweek? No, maybe I didn't. I think I got let down by the Welsh lads. Oh, no, I was nowhere near top 9%.
So I've got some good teams going out for Catenaccio here. Saganikov, I've run out of forwards quite quickly. It's super rare, but I think he comes back off the bench this week. I went with a kind of fun one here, with a kind of Celtic anti-stack effort. I think O'Reilly starts. I'm kind of just punting on that, really, to be honest with you. And Captain Jota till I die, of course. This team, but I'm quite excited for. Freeze and goal. Bernabé and Yaman is a double defence. Catenaccio with Tanaka in midfield and Doak up front. Feels like it's got possibilities to do what we need it to do. And then I've got a 4-man effort for it, which, you know, if Van der Voort, I'm always playing Van der Voort because there's always going to be one week where he does start out the blue. And, you know, I might be ready for it. So, bit of a throwaway on that one. But I'm kind of taking my own medicine and I'm playing lower divisions when possible for some better teams. So this is like the best super rare, best La Liga team I could make. And I'm playing it in the bottom division in the hope of winning. I want to win. Second would be okay. If I finish third or below, but it will be a failure. So we want to win this division. Not particularly great fixtures, but strong lineup. And I've actually got a lot of Catenaccio in my club this week, Harry. I've got so many double defence plays, even outside the Catenaccio. It's very unlikely. But this is a team I was gonna put an in-season La Liga team in with those Valencia lads, but if they're not on to play for certain, I might need to ditch that. So I'll come back to that because I might need to delete that and reappropriate some guys. I'm going D1, but in La Liga rare because I just think I've got the cards to pull it off with Galan and Oblak defensive stack for Atletico Madrid. Captain Olmo, Take up front, and Danny P is the 5th man. Like, could be all right. Just want to get into really like the top. Where do the boxes get good? Top 10%. I'll be happy with that. There is 172 entrants, so we're talking about like the top 18 or 17, which is essentially the card spots, is what I'm aiming for. So let's see if we can do
like it.
What else do we have rocking out? Champ. So I'll put my best team into Division 3 rather than Division 2. And this is the team I ended up with. Again, Catenaccio, double Girona centre-backs, Lopez and Wanpe, Goretzka in midfield, and Captain Cunha up front. I was tempted to put that into Catenaccio, but I don't want the global essence if I can avoid it, you know.
Right.
Rather than La Liga or Champ or whatever. So that was cool. And then the second best team is in Division 2. And it's not really a worse team necessarily, but harder games, harder division, just not as hopeful for it. But yeah, maybe it does all right. And then what else? I had a good team in Champ D1. I'm playing high division in this because I've got high caliber guys, but Rulli in goals, Guardiola captain, Wirtz and Kang in midfield, Cherky up front. Could hit a mad average high. And yeah, we want to get into the good boxes, which is at least the 4 stars, which is top 10%, which on the current standing, you're talking about the top 83 positions. So top 100 is kind of roughly the aim. So that's fun. And then I sacked off D2. Or no, I didn't sack off D2. I only had D2s left, sorry. But Robbo, Lassaneur, Goretzka, Frimpong. Again, double defence. Well penned up front.
I like it.
One team in Challenger, I'm going full New York City, kinda, in the biggest ever Hudson River derby in the playoff semi-final for the conference against the Red Bulls. There was the right back. I don't know who's going to play, if it's Ilinic or Gray. None of them particularly do score that great anyway. Thiago Martins is not a great scorer, although he's got a good L2. So I went with Chenot as a defender in here because he has a 15% NYC card as well, so he does kind of fit. But we're just swinging for the fences on this Division 1 FC Barcelona Foundation team, which is anything it wins, we give away to you guys. So wish that the best of luck, Mona New York. And then this is what I've went with in Contender for the Celtic lads. So I picked in season D1 and D2 somewhat first. And yeah, this is the way I'm stacking them and ripping them out. I was tempted to swap these D1 and D2s around, Harry, just because I think like maybe the Shakiris, the Berardis might have more mad peak potential than like Kuhn and Engels, but I can't bring myself to do it. So I think I'll just keep them together. Maybe they can win D2, and then we run the Celtic stuff in D1. And then this bottom lineup is in D4. So Adam Ida coming off the bench is what's expected, and I'm expecting him to score essentially. But Hitate, McGrath, Jihazi, and then classic Gordon, who's playing Celtic. So I had to put him somewhere. Try to minimise the importance of him by putting him in Division 4. So can't really screw me over. And then in classic, this is how we've kind of ringed out. Cuisance is joining a bit of a Celtic spine. And then Rakitic kind of joining a Celtic spine. And then the last team is just like the best of the rest, which is all quite good individuals, but with Kyogo up front. So
I like it.
Yeah, ideally by the end of this week, we've got 5 D1 lineups in this region. That's really the aim. Get the 2 classics into D1, get this D2 into D1 for in season, and then we can really start to rip it up in this division. And then I've got a 4-man effort out in under 23. Now, actually, we looked at Cologne earlier, didn't we? Because when the Cologne predicted lineup first came out for this game week, they did have Urbig back in, but Urbig has been firmly bombed by all accounts. And I think everyone's saying that he's going to be sold in January. And yeah, I've just double checked it. Schwabi is in. So it's probably a 4-man team. We've put it in the bottom division. Captain O'Reilly, who's not set to start. Let's see how it shakes out. Not holding my breath on it. And then just double checking training is all good. And then there's the Arabian Nights team that we've got gone out. And we've got another one for Captain Harry Boy. Shaka against Heidenheim or Furyk against Bochum.
Shaka versus Heidenheim. I'm going Shaka.
I think Shaka could rip the big AA in a game like this.
Yeah. Quinny, we need to give away the Bradleys.
We do. I was about to say that. So we're great minds thinking alike on this one. So we have 2 Conor Bradleys to give away, right? Do you have a question in mind for yours?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Do you want me to go first?
So this is fastest finger first, guys. The first correct answer that we see on our screen here is the one that we're after. Harry will tell us the format of the answer and then the question, and then it's go. After that, I'll give away mine. So we'll give away 2 of them. We'll send them to you now. There's 11 minutes to the deadline, so you'll be able to get them in and into a lineup.
So all I'm looking for is a number, no decimal point. And the question is, in what position did I finish in the Shooters Special in Super Rare this midweek? What position did I finish in Shooters Special Super Rare this midweek?
Love that.
Because I know SD says wrong.
Because
they don't. Yeah, because obviously they don't calculate the shots and stuff. Okay, I'm seeing lots of numbers flying.
Yeah, they're flying, and keep them coming.
I can see a correct number. I don't know whether this is the correct number on your screen. I've got Sosko.
What's the right answer?
Skoska, 6th.
Yeah, I've got Skoska in it first as well.
Yeah, congrats. Is that his name as well on?
I think so.
Yeah, there is a. Yeah, I reckon that's right.
If there's a lot of Aberdeen cards there.
Yeah, there is. Love it.
That'll be our man. Awesome. Congratulations, Skoska. Love to see regular contributors in the channel winning. Guys, we're at 91 likes. We need to get to 100 before the deadline, or we're all getting DNPs. We're all getting shit in our boxes, and we'll be coming back here next week thinking, why did the weekend go so bad? We're at 91 likes. We need to get to 100 or we're all screwed. If you haven't hit the like button already, make sure to do so. Congratulations again to Skoska on the Conor Bradley. Now, my answer also is a number, but it does have a decimal point in it. Kamil Piakowski scored a banger for Poland against Scotland. What did he finish on score-wise?
What did he finish on? He must have had a decent score. Did he start the game?
He started the game.
Ooh.
Centre back of a back 3. Fastest finger first. 1 decimal point. Right, answers are coming in. And the correct answer I've got, so this is funny actually. So the correct answer I've got is 77.8, right? But, 1 out. Fetroman's the first answer was 1 clean point out. And the first correct answer I've got here is Luke Hannon. Now, I did say 1 decimal point. It's 77.8. Luca, congratulations. You are the winner. But commiserations to some guys that were just in and behind. And Harco got the 2 decimal point correct answer, which did have me like, should we maybe Spartan not too far in behind, and Glenn Hoddle and somebody else as well, Tom Godfrey, close but no cigar. Again on the double decimal point. So Luca Hannon, you're a new name on the chat to me, mate. So I need you to tell me your club name, and I'll ship that over to you now from the same YouTube account, please, to make it easy. Don't do it from another one if you have another one. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, just to confirm. Luca Hannon, let me know your club name, and we'll fire over the Conor Bradley to you. 8 minutes to the deadline. Any news out of the Amarin press conference? Let us know. Otherwise, we've managed to catch a lot of the last minute moves and shakes before the deadline. We've hit 100 likes, guys, or the game week is saved. By all means, do not stop the likes. If you've not hit the like button yet, the more luck we get her, the better we're going to do this game week. The harder your captain is going to hit, the more stuff that you want will come out your box. So yeah, get the likes in if you've not done so already. But at least we've hit to 100. We're all kind of in the clear. And Luca Hannon, I need your club name, buddy.
Great guess, that is.
There we go. Just a lurker in the chat. No problem, mate. No problem. Got the club name here as well. There we go. Nice. Oh, you've got some Prem cards already, so this should suit you well, mate. Congratulations. Thanks for supporting the channel. Me and Harry really appreciate all the support for the show that we get. And thanks to everyone that's got involved.
I think we're looking good, mate. I think we're on the home stretch now. Only 7 minutes to go.
Yes. So I'm just getting my 2 FA sorted so I can ping this card. Sorry.
I'm just doing a little scan. If anything mental pops up, I'll let us all know.
Shipped off. Oh, Moses Simon probably out sick, guys.
Wow. What a catch that is.
Watch out for that. Where's that been reported, Lucas? Can you maybe share a link or let us know where you've seen it? If anyone's got time, 6 minutes to go to change their teams and confirm the source. Paderborn? Yeah, we zoom in. I'll show you Paderborn. Paderborn is here. Again, Luca, thanks for the contribution, mate. Thanks for supporting the show. Everyone that's been watching us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and all the other places, please do like, subscribe, share, and retweet, and all that good stuff. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to the Friday night stream we've got tonight, 7:30 UK time. Hit on it now once we're done with the show today. If you like, hit the notification bell, and then you'll get a wee thing on your phone when we get together tonight to go over the latest comings and goings. I sent the group chat that I've formed for this a few wee talking points just to make sure we've got something to kind of keep on point. But things like the new classic competition announcement, what essence changes we might see in February, the mystery Christmas competition, and maybe a wee bit of pre-season expectations versus reality, tying into the video I had earlier this week, Laird's Fred, that we mentioned before, as well as all this stuff. You know, Harry does this stuff all the time on his channel as well, of course. Neuer is fit. ASM is out for Fenerbahce, we're hearing as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's not news. Cool.
No, I think it is, to be fair. I think I saw it. I just didn't say anything just because I assume we went over it, but I don't think we did. I don't know. Can't remember.
Kostic is in for Fenerbahce.
That's fun. That's fun. Kostic one wing, Tadic the other. The Serbians are taking over.
Yeah. And the serial dying off that service.
Yeah. Crosses into the box.
Good catch. Limited whale, love that. Danka? Oh, thank you. I was going to say, who's Danka?
I know a Zanka. I don't know a Danka.
Definitely know a Zanka. Oh, Martinez. That's Lisandro. Not seen in training, but not mentioned by Amarim as being out.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go if you've got a wee decision on your hands now, maybe. And this week as well, we also hit 10,000 subscribers on the Seltzer Here channel. So thanks to everyone that supports the content we do over there. It's been fantastic. So yeah, it's all going on.
Yeah, all going on.
We're now at the quiet before the storm. We've got some Friday night action. What's it actually looking like Friday night wise? We've got Bayern Augsburg, PSG Toulouse, 2 French games. Early and a late kickoff. Antwerp Dender.
Big game as well.
Croatian game, I think we could take or leave that. Nordischland. Might be fun to play with Nordischland and rivals since you get all their team.
Yeah.
Championship, we've got Plymouth against Watford. Bundesliga, of course. Bundesliga 2, Paderborn and Cologne. Cologne play tonight for any of you guys that are stacking them. And we've got a bit of Russia. Kazan at home to Akron. And in La Liga, we've got Getafe Valladolid. That's that game tonight. And a wee bit of Liga 2. So yeah, maybe a wee bit of rival in action on the go tonight. 5 or 6 games in French Ligue 2.
Ben says in the chat, anyone know about if that's Dries Mertens? I think he's playing, as far as I'm aware. With Icardi out, there shouldn't be much of a reason why he doesn't, but yeah.
If it's Dries, yeah. I had no idea they signed this guy, Salai, as well.
Yeah, it was like a late option on him. Yeah, that weird one.
Great intel on the last guys. We're 2 minutes to the deadline. I'm feeling pretty confident about my teams. I've set my kind of objectives. I want a bunch of promotions out of the contender stuff, certainly. The champ stuff is kind of flight of fancy. We just hope they do pretty well. You're coming out the midweek with some action, Harry. I've just about come out the midweek myself with a box. I don't think it's a good box right enough. Yes, okay. And I've already got a box from the last international game week that I'm just sitting on. And I'll just have them to maybe give me a head start for Tuesday night.
Yeah,
just a couple of extra wee internationals.
How are you looking for Essence?
I've just turned it all over, I think, so probably not get much sitting.
Fair enough.
Halfway to go again at rare.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Absolute legend, whoever caught the ASM news. Charlie sends his thanks. Do I start Nunes, Sarabia, or João Gomez? Harry, what a question at this precise moment. Wolves versus Fulham.
I go. Is that Nunes, like City Nunes?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Actually,
it's probably, isn't it? I'd say him, Harry.
Yeah, City Nunes. I would take Sarabia over João Gomez if that further helps you somewhere, because he's just decisive capable. But yeah, I'd take the City player over the Wolves players.
And they're away and they Wolves.
Yeah.
Just realised I had a tiny little Opta adjustment on my rare shooters special. Same prize, just I think I was 31st or 30 something, but yeah, 28th now, which is
nice,
which is fun. And then yeah, a little tier 5 in under 23. So we'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got to be Nunes. I think we're in.
That's us. We're in the deadline, guys. That's us. Game week 29 is underway. Congratulations to everyone. And yeah, Harry boy, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Pleasure, mate. Yeah, back with you later on this evening as well. After I do my reward video, and yeah, excited to get into some of the updates that Sorare have announced with the calendar, and anything we can get our teeth stuck into.
Anything else that comes up. It's not a strict agenda, but it's just some stuff that you know we'll kind of float around. But yeah, the show tonight is called Go Fuck Fridays or GF Friday Night or whatever we're calling it. So yeah, I guess on that note, guys, good luck and go fuck. Boom. See you soon, guys.